In light of the government cutting SNAP benefits November 1st, I want to remind everybody that stealing is never wrong. Stealing from multi-billion dollar businesses is always okay, if not encouraged, right? Five finger discount. It's the best discount you could ever get. Five finger discount.
This guy and every single other person that you have seen on the internet over the past 2 weeks encouraging other people to loot, steal, and to commit violent crimes in order to get groceries, all of these people have blood on their hands. Because I knew it would only be a matter of time before something like this happened. Okay? And the people, like the guy you saw at the beginning of this video, it's never wrong to steal, and he's encouraging people to go out there and either risk their life or risk their freedom to steal and to cause chaos. People like him are most likely going to be sitting at home. People like him wouldn't do too well in the middle of looting and chaos. You see, he'll inspire others to go out there and do things that he probably wouldn't do himself. So while he's sitting at home making his little TikTok videos, people are out here going to steal, going to loot, and some of them are getting arrested. Some of them are walking away with their groceries with nothing happening to them, and others are literally losing their lives. And this is what I've been warning people about for the last couple of weeks. Because depending on where you live in America, things may be different. We've seen videos, I've shown you videos of people with filled grocery carts just walking out of Walmart, walking right past security, walking right past employees, and they sit there and do nothing. They sit there and watch as people walk out with stolen groceries. Well, in some areas, you might get away with this. But in other areas, you damn sure are not going to get away with this. Especially in places like Florida. And speaking of, someone effed around and they found out early this morning. They went to Walmart around 7 o'clock in the morning thinking that, hey, I'm here early. Everyone's still kind of tired. They're sleepy. They're groggy. The crowds aren't here yet. They thought they were going to walk into Walmart, take whatever they want, and walk out. Well, they walked out, but they never made it out of the parking lot. They got shot and neutralized right on site, right outside of the Walmart doors. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, someone who was inspired by all of these TikTok videos to go steal. They thought, hey, I see the videos of people stealing in California and up north and stuff. Maybe I can get away with it too. They went to go try it, and it didn't work out. Loss prevention and employees noticed the guy was stealing. They alerted the police. The police confronted the guy. The guy said, screw you, basically, still started walking out with his groceries. I think he actually flashed a firearm, and then bam, got neutralized on site. So, I'm not sure if this is the first food stamps looter to lose their life, but it's the first one that we're hearing about since the EBT wars started. And let me tell you, some people may look at this like, oh, cool. This is what they want. Okay? The driving forces that are coming together to turn the EBT wars and to crank the EBT wars up a notch, right? They are trying to get people together. They are trying to get people organized. It hasn't been working so far. But they want things like this. They want stories like this. Oh, man gets shot and killed by the police because he was hungry and didn't have EBT. That's what the headlines are going to be. And they're going to use stories like this one to mobilize people in the streets and to get people really riled up. But before I dive into too much of that, I have a news clip that I want to show you about what happened today in Miami. Now, before I roll the news clip, though, I need a favor from you all. I need you guys to hit the like button. I have no problem pumping out multiple videos a day to inform you, to entertain you, but I need you guys to do me a favor as well. If you like the videos, if you watch the videos, if you're informed or entertained, hit the like button. It takes 1 second. Hit the like button, share the video on social media, drop a comment. If you're feeling generous and you want to donate, you could donate via Cash App or Super Thanks. Always greatly appreciated. But with that being said, let's roll this news clip and then I'll be right back with more.
PD shooting early this morning near a Walmart in Southwest Miami-Dade.
And we've since learned it has turned deadly. Local 10's Hannah Yushivi is live at the scene with the very latest. Hannah.
Ladies, Sheriff Rosie Cordero Stutz says early this morning around 7:15, a man was stealing items from this Walmart right here behind me, and a worker saw it. They called police officers, and actually a deputy from the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office was right here at the Walmart. They got into a back and forth, and shots were fired. A busy and hectic morning for those who work and live near this Walmart supermarket on South Dixie Highway in Southwest Miami-Dade. A deputy with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office was patrolling the area when he was alerted to a man stealing inside.
He was contacted by one of the loss prevention officers who was working and was advised of an individual who was actively stealing.
The sheriff says the man ran from the deputy. The deputy caught up to him, and the two got into a physical struggle just outside the store's doors.
During that physical altercation, the subject showed that he was in fact armed. Our deputy did in fact discharge his service weapon. The subject fled and eventually collapsed on the street just outside.
First responders rushed the man to the hospital where he died from his injuries. From above, you can see where he collapsed after being shot.
This individual had an extensive criminal past.
And for workers here, shoplifting isn't new.
Oh yeah, a lot of people like in self-checkout, because me personally, I had worked as a cashier and self-checkout and everything. A lot of people start and they get mad too when you tell them, oh, you didn't pay this, you didn't pay that, and then they walk out.
And right now, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement is handling and leading this investigation. That's standard when a deputy fires his weapon. We also know from the sheriff that the deputy did not suffer any injuries. And we also know that customers and the workers here at Walmart were not hurt.
Personally, I'm not surprised by this at all. And I know if you've been watching my videos, that you're not surprised either. So there's really no need in even asking y'all. I know that you guys were expecting this just like I was expecting this. The only thing that is surprising about this news story is that it took until November 6th for something like this to happen. I thought for sure we'd be seeing headlines like this one on November 1st. But that's why I've been saying these people, they cannot get organized. When you go online and you see them making their threats that they're gonna do something crazy this day, and this day, it seems like they cannot get on the same page. Some people are saying, oh, November 1st. Others are saying November 3rd. Others are saying November 9th. So, depending on what video you watch and what person is losing their minds over food stamps at the time, there's different plans out there about different days that people are going to do this, they're going to do that. Now, we would have seen more stories just like this one by now if law enforcement actually did their job in other places. You see, here in Florida, they're not going to play those games, okay? In Florida, they're not going to play any of these games with you. But in a lot of places in America, and I say a lot because some people think, oh, it's just like that in California, maybe New York. No. Unfortunately, in a lot of places in America, they're not going to stop you from shoplifting or stealing. They will just let you walk right out. Maybe they might get you on video or something like that, but they're not going to have police chasing you down to stop you like they do in Florida. Some places will, but most places won't. And that's probably the only reason why we haven't seen more stories like this one. Because you can't really make a news story about people stealing who haven't been caught, right? So a lot of these people who are threatening to steal, they are stealing. But there's not chaos in the store. There's not riots and protesting because they're kind of just allowed to steal. Oh, you could come in here, fill your card up, walk off. We're just going to act like nothing happened, right? So a lot of people are running into situations where they're just walking out without any pushback, without any problems. But in some areas, you try that and you might not make it home, like the person in this news story from Miami that we're talking about. And that's why I kept telling people, you know, depending on where you're at, things are going to be different. Depending on where you're at, things are going to be different. You may get away with something here that you're not going to get away with there, right? So some people are going to find out the hard way. Also, I think we need to understand that the media is obviously not on our side. For the last couple of weeks, we've seen all of these threats, all of this crazy stuff going on. The media did not say a single word about it. So there could be looting and stealing and stores getting smashed, and there could be things happening in this country that we have no idea about because we can't rely on the media for help. We kind of have to rely on each other. So I guarantee you there's stores that have been destroyed. There's plenty of stuff that has been stolen, but the media is not going to report on that. The only reason the media reported on this story is because the person got killed by a cop. And the media is going to use this story to try to, like I said, to try to rile people up, to try to mobilize people. Oh my God, look, they're shooting and killing hungry people because they wanted food and their food stamps are cut off. That's the route, that's the angle they're going to take. And they're already trying to spin their narrative as we speak. So they're going to take stories like this one and they're going to weaponize it. That's the reality, and it's probably the only reason why we even heard about what happened in Miami. Because for every story like what happened in Miami, there's other stories where people are not getting shot, they're not getting chased, they're not getting caught, they're just stealing. And you're not going to hear about that unless the people are dumb enough to record themselves doing it, which a lot of them are. And I actually have a few videos like that to show you later today. So make sure you got your notifications on. But for now, I want to hear from you down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon in the next video.